Hi guys, good morning. Oh, wow. Hey. It's been a bit intense. A bit intense. This is the English way of putting things, you know, something is massive and really like, you know, like, I don't know, massive atomic bombs just gone off and everybody goes, oh, it's a little bit intense, isn't it? Let's have a cup of tea. So that's what I've been doing. I've been having lots of cups of tea whilst working through shitloads of really heavy resistance energy, really heavy mundane reality programming. That's what I call it. That's the phrase I've coined. I have coined it, but you're free to use it. I won't sue because I think it's a good way of putting it. It's yeah, you know, really heavy duty crap, like a pendulum swing, going through a few hours or even a whole day of that, feeling really fucking grim, suicidally depressed, terrified, rage, self-punishment, lots of stuff, loads of stuff that I can't even put into words. And then feeling the other side of like power, imagination, visions, and this, that, and the other, and like, yes, it's happening. This really heavy, no, not heavy, sorry, not well, heavy, yeah, but not in a bad way, you know. I would say more, what's the word? I don't know, a sense of impending whoosh, you know, and feeling really in my power and really feeling the presence of my true self and so forth, like that, in like a seesaw, or, you know, like somebody who's really mentally ill and needs to be carted off ASAP for some nice pills and, you know, some, what is that, electroconvulsive therapy. Could be fun, you never know. Anyway, so that's what's been going on. I mean, when I did my last video, I thought that all that had gone, that had passed. I thought, well, the blood moon is as good as over now, and we can all sit back and relax, and yeah. And then, you know, and it's like, oh, because what do we get? It's as if we are all schizophrenic, and of course we are, in a sense, in a way, we are. Because we're so... Oh, I've said this before, so I'll just say it again, why not? Why not say it again? But just, this is what we're used to, this reality, this stunted, heavy, limited, boring, mundane reality is what we're used to. That is all we've known, that's all we remember. And even those of us who have a deep sense of having come from somewhere else, or a deep sense of something else having been here, don't often believe that. We just think that, you know, we're just not well. You know, that's what the doctors tell us and the scientists. They say, you're not well, you need to take your pills. You need to take your Smarties. And, hello. It's one of my neighbours. She's this elderly lady. She's a total organic portal, and she votes for the Tories, and she's dumber than a bag of hammers, and I'm trying very hard not to dislike her. It's not working. Anyway. It's hard, people. It's hard. It's not easy going when you go out there and you come across a wide variety of people that represent all these aspects of yourself that you do not like, and that you want to keep on the lock and key in the proverbial basement of your being, because that's really what that is, isn't it? It's the world is a mirror. The world is a mirror, and this whole swampy, murky experience is becoming clearer and clearer and clearer to me. And this is why I know that I'm getting somewhere. Exactly where I'm getting, I'm not quite sure yet, but yeah, they say it is a journey of discovery, see, so we got to keep peeling it and peeling it and peeling it. What was I going to say? Anyway, I'm a bit tired. I haven't been sleeping well. And I'm not actually feeling great today either, but I just really wanted to do a video because I felt like I had stuff to say. And so then I sit down and all of a sudden it's like, well, you did have stuff to say, but you've forgotten it all. I did make some notes, but I can't read them because my scribbling is so bad. I've got GP handwriting. Anyway, I had an interesting dream. I had a very interesting dream. Whereby it was just an image, that's all it was, like a still image of me and a piece of metal in the shape of a badge, you know, like a coat of arms type of thing, stuck to my forehead and nailed into my head here by the side of my nose. And I've been having a lot of headaches. And the whole etheric implant thing comes up again, which I really believe to be the case. Of course, we've been put in lockdown in so many different ways, and it's all energetic, of course. You know, so when I see that badge thing, it is a kind of symbol, as it were. But I've had this type of experience before, and I've been clearing a lot of this type of stuff from my stomach, from my nervous system, and so forth and so on. So clearly that area, pineal gland, haha, perception, reality creator, you see, that's what's really going on there, and that's very, very good news. But boy, my head hurt. And that is when all that stuff came up again as well. This, oh, you're a victim, you're powerless, and oh, the forces of darkness are so powerful, and you'll never figure out what's really going on, and who's behind it, and why, and who is dangling the carrot, and why. One of my subscribers left a comment posting that, and yeah, you know, isn't that what we do? We... you know, because we have to, it's part of the journey to investigate, to uncover, to dig, to look, you know, etc. And because of all the gaslighting, and because this is all we remember and all we appear to know, because all we know is limitation and gaslighting and manipulation and emotional and mental trauma, PTSD, people, yes, we all suffer from it. It's not just something that you get by going to war. We have all been in the wars. We are in dystopia. This is 1984 on steroids. So, you know, it's done a number on us. And yet you get to that point where you realise that, you know what? What is it that's keeping me, that's anchoring me into this stunted dark realm that perpetuates it? I mean, yeah, there are people for whom it's perfectly all right, of course. There are people also who say, oh, well, we just need to replace this system with a better system. It's like, to that. You get people who say that, well, anyway, there's people, lots of people say really silly things. I'm probably one of them. Anyway, so it's all very convoluted, it's confusing, it's murky, it's woo and wah and ooh and ah and meow. And it's difficult because we suffer from a terrible, terrible lack of self-trust. Trust. You know, when you live in a mental asylum, which is what this reality reminds me of, when you live in a mental asylum, finding sanity is not an easy thing to do, is it? So, trust, and to trust ourselves, this is crucial, it's very important. I'm beginning to trust myself more and more and more, but it's taken me years to arrive at that point. You know, it's amazing, which just again brings me back again to the point that something good is at the heart of this, something benevolent and loving is at the heart of this, something that is truth, is love, is truth, is at the heart of this, because it has brought me through some heavy dark shit and terrible depression and terrible distortion and confusion and insanity. It has brought me home to myself increasingly. Now, evil would never like that, believe me. They would want me to move away from myself. You know, they'd even provide removals van and everything and say, yeah, go there, not here, no, go there, not here, there. You see what I mean? But I'm coming home to myself more and more and more, and in a deeper and more profound way after each layer is concluded and healed and harmonized and neutralized and I don't know, loved back into wholeness. So self-doubt is a very big issue, as is victim consciousness, as is self-punishment. I find the way to heal, and it's taken me years to work this out, and even when I was completely getting it wrong, I was still healing. So it shows you that you're not doing this alone, we're not doing this alone. There is a guiding energy, the great mother archetypal, I know, but still love, that guides us and that says, you know, even if you haven't got a fucking clue what you're doing and you're getting it wrong all the time, you're still going to get it right, because that is what I found. But for reasons of making it a little easier and giving yourself less of a hard time, what I tend to do is now, you know, after learning the hard way, what I tend to do is when stuff comes up, self-doubt, fear, rage, hatred, self-punishment, self-hatred, there are a wide variety of feelings, all of them together sometimes or in different combinations, you know, is don't judge it. Don't beat yourself up over having those thoughts, over having those feelings. That's what we're taught to do. And the law of attraction comes in there, which shows you that it's of the dark side. It wants us to reject ourselves, our darker aspects. It wants us to repress those emotions and reject those aspects of self, because it wants us to remain fragmented, obviously, right? Because fragmented, fucked up people are batteries. So the thing to do is to do the opposite, is to say fuck off to the law of attraction, which is an utter load of gaslighty, nasty nonsense. Oh, be happy, 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 and think positive thoughts all the time, and oh, negative thought, oh, no, no. Then you get all these people that adhere to the law of attraction, and they're terrified of their own thoughts, and they're terrified of their own emotions, and they're busy repressing and bludgeoning themselves for having that negative thought, and, you know, twitching in dark corners, thinking, oh, I've just had a negative thought, it's all going to happen now, you know, which is insanity, really. And this is exactly what it wants, of course. It's just pure evil. So we don't do that. It is all about acceptance. Not acceptance of evil, but acceptance of our own inner darker aspects, the parts of us that have these negative thoughts, the parts of us that have these feelings, because you see, these feelings and these thoughts are not bad and evil. they're symbols of your trauma. They are symbols of what was done to us, of that which needs attention and healing. And we start by allowing these emotions and these thoughts and these nuances and these aspects to come up, and to feel them without judgment, without condemnation, without, oh, I mustn't feel that way, that's bad. Oh, I mustn't think that way, that's bad. Don't do that. That's very detrimental. Though I was doing that for a long time and I still healed. So if you find yourself doing it, don't beat yourself up over that. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like a child that's very wounded and very angry, that needs attention. It wants your attention. It's saying, I'm here and I want your attention. I need you to spend some time with me. I need to be heard. I need to be loved. It's like when you go out there, you know, you come across these people that you have an instant dislike for. You just, you know, you're like, oh, get away from me. And they're usually people that represent an aspect of yourself that you really dislike and cannot reconcile yourself with. There are many aspects of ourselves that we cannot reconcile ourselves with, or we feel that way. It feels, and that is where that resistance comes in. For me, it is this part of my being. See, I've got my Mercury in Capricorn, and Mercury just has been in Capricorn, and this whole month has been about Capricornian energy of the patriarchy and the structure, and this we shall not be moved, you know that stupid song, no, we shall not be moved. It's a bit like that, or like Jabba the Hutt sitting there, you know, in the road going, oh, I'm not fucking moving. It's like that. It's like mundane reality programming. No, you can't have miracles, you can't have healing, you cannot have reset, you cannot have transformation. Evil always wins. You're powerless, you're worthless victims, and evil aliens are going to eat you for lunch, and there's nothing you can do about it, and so forth and so on and so on and so on. And then the self-punishment starts, and the self-hate comes in there as well. Because if you believe, and we have been told this, which is why we believe this. It's not your fault, it's not my fault. But we've been told that we're worthless, and that we can't do anything, and that we're powerless, and that we must obey the law. Work hard, and if you work hard, you might go to heaven. As to why any of us would want to go to heaven to spend time with a psychopath god who's a complete arsehole, I don't know. I wouldn't want to go there. I'd rather go to hell and spend time with Satan, because he sounds a damn sight more interesting to me. But anyway, that's another story. But it's about... I've just completely lost my train of thought there. What was I on about? Oh, Lordy. This happens a lot, people. Bear with me, please. Thank you. It's yeah. Soul Retrieval is what it is. It's D.I.Y. Soul Retrieval. All these different aspects of us, and all this resistance, and all this self-punishment, because we have been told we're so worthless. So this is how that works. It's like, oh, so I'm really shit, and I'm powerless, and I'm worthless. Well, if that's what I am, then I don't like that. I hate that. I hate that. You see? Hence the self-hatred. And then, of course, out there are many people and images and things and blah, 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 in the outside world that represent, that are mirror images to that within you. Hence all that. So start paying attention when you go out there as to how people make you feel, like that neighbour and how she makes me feel. You know what I mean? Because that is the mundane reality programming for me. That is that part of me that is really stunted, this aspect. And, well, reality is what you can see and hear and touch, and it's all set in stone, and there's nothing you can do. Right? So you can imagine I'm not overly fond of that part of my being. But it needs to be healed. It needs to be reconciled. It needs to be brought back into alignment. but it's just putting up a massive fight at the moment. So yeah, one has to bear with it over and over and over again. This is definitely, I call this DIY soul retrieval, do-it-yourself soul retrieval, people. And the way to do it is to pay attention as to how other people make you feel, right? So you come across a person and that person really gets your hackles up and you think, I fucking hate your guts, I want to fucking, you know what I mean? You get that, you get some really strong reactions to people, you know. You want to go in that, you want to go in there, you know, okay, why does this person make me feel like that? It's not about them, it's about you. Go in there and find out what that's all about. Because these are pathways that lead you to a soul fragment that is asking for attention. And then you need to feel that. Feel it, and have those crazy thoughts, and yeah, feel like a mental patient for a bit, because it's all been repressed for a very long time. And we're talking etheric implants, so once they start to be dissolved, a lot of crap will come up. Yeah, so again, it will require courage, patience, and bearing with it, but it's all worth doing, because despite the voices of darkness telling us that evil always wins, and look at the world, and isn't it fucked, and yeah, in many ways it's true, and we're in a great deal of pain. We're very traumatized, and we have a lot of PTSD, and we're in a lot of pain. But we're getting somewhere, because we are getting, we're coming home to ourselves more and more and more, and we're starting to feel our power, our abilities. And don't forget that for every soul aspect that gets reintegrated, you gain more power, because you see, there are gifts. There are energetic gifts, energetic treasures within these soul aspects. And when they come home to you, the gifts are incorporated. So you'll find that you'll have abilities that you didn't even know you had, or that whatever it is, you know, it will come to you. You will find it. It will find you, and it'll be like, wow, whoo. So that is all good. But what we want, where we want to go, or where we are going, is miracle consciousness, right? Mundane reality programming is mass consciousness, right? It's the people, the organic portals, and the system, and the people that want to do the same thing over and over and over again, and then sit back and expect different results. It's the stupid, stunted, fear-based, heavy shit that never gets anywhere, that never yields anything other than rotten fruit. All that bollocks. And it's like, out the door with that, and in with the new. Miracle consciousness. Because reset is about nothing short of complete and utter miraculousness and magicalness, you see. It's not about making it a bit better. No. It's about literally, okay, woohoo! In whichever way works best for each and every one of you. Okay, so it's not like, oh, it's one thing for all of us, because that, again, that is stuntedness and limitation. You got to go well beyond the laws of physics, right? Don't go outside the box. There is no box. Do you remember the Matrix? There is no spoon. Anyway, and even beyond that. So it's about tying up loose ends, and it's about smoothing out the bumps in the road, and it's about being willing to do the DIY Soul Retrieval, which you all are. I know you are. You're all doing it one way or another, and that's great. And it's wonderful. We're getting somewhere. Obviously, something is happening. As for manifestation, well, that's been going on in little things, you know, that you could say, well, that's not good enough. I want to manifest big things. I want to manifest, I don't know, whatever, you know, big things. But you see, we've got to start somewhere. This isn't going to be a, now we have nothing and now we have everything. No, it's a journey, right? Anyway, it is happening, and it's amazing, and it is good, and I feel powerfully optimistic. As well as schizophrenic, mad, very depressed, and then very excited, and you know, it's like, But yeah, I'll bear with it. And I'll keep doing the work, and I'm sure you all will. I think that's it for today. You know? I think that's it for today, people. And all the drama, all the distraction in the world around us, all these like a Mexican soap opera, and all the threats and all the fear and all the shit that's happening directly to you in your life that terrifies you, makes you afraid for your survival, maybe ill health or money issues, or there's so many things, and we're so used to that, and we're so used to living on our knees. Use it, because they're all tools that will make you feel the fear, make you feel the rage, make you feel the homicidal fury, make you feel that victim energy, that self-punishment, that self-hatred, and God knows what else. So feel, allow that feeling. Don't judge it. It's just a feeling. They're just thoughts. Try and see if you can sit back a little bit and watch it. What is that? Okay. And then see if you can understand that there's an aspect of you, and if you can coax it back home. I know it sounds, maybe you think, well, I don't know how to do that. That sounds complicated. What is she on about? I understand. I do. I say this, don't worry about it. You know, if you get a bit confused, if you don't quite know what you're doing, it's okay. You're doing the best you can. And I have found that it's always good enough. It always somehow works out anyway. You know, if you're on the path, if you're a Phoenix soul, which all of you are, or you wouldn't be watching this, I think, then you're doing the best you can, and you're precious, beautiful people, and you're going to be really just fine, and it's going to be just fine. It will. So this world is not real. It's an illusion. All right, try and remember that. Try not to get too caught up in all the drama. Rather, look at how it's making you feel. Go there. Go within. Because that is where it's at. Okay? Do that. How does that make me feel? How does that make me feel? What's going on within me? That is where your healing needs to happen. Your D.I.Y. soul retrieval. And that is what leads to, well, wholeness, power, magic, miracles, reset. All right, babies? I love you all. Look after yourselves. Toodaloo.